I like Stephen Colbert. I think he's funny. But he's posing as a news anchor so he can get away with more. And it's very, very leftist. Okay, fine. But he does this 11-minute piece. I haven't even played it today. We're going to play it on the Nightly News tonight, Kaiser. Attacking me, demonizing me. He says WikiLeaks is fake. He actually says fake. Alex Jones is fake. And Reddit's fake. And then he goes and shows a bunch of theories that I didn't say or twist them. They use a Washington Post quote where I say Hillary kills children, she chops them up and rapes them. But, of course, the full quote, when you actually go to the video they link to, is I said, by funding Al-Qaeda and ISIS rebels in Libya and Syria. Now, the Washington Post admitted that, but NPR ran it yesterday nationally and locally. His plug got unplugged.
I unplugged.
It's fine. It's all right. Hey, we don't freak out like mainstream media if stuff is unplugged. We're gonna get a teleprompter in here.
Someone's unplugged me.
You can plug him so you can hear Anthony Cumia?
We're going to do a new show called...
I'll show you where the hole is.
What about doing a show, Alex Jones Unplugged?
Unplugged. But let's get serious for a minute.
Where's my plug?
And so NPR ran it with a quote of me on local and national. I actually have the clips, and I never got to them today, where they say... Alex says she chops up and rapes children.
Yeah.
And it's edited me talking about I don't know if all this pedophile stuff's real, but I know she funded the murder, rape, and torture of children by funding radical Islamicists. That's General Flynn. That's declassified. That's come out in the news. So all I'm saying is it's next level twisting, next level lying, where I have family calling me last night going, did you say she chops up kids? I go and find the damn thing. It took me an hour. And sure enough, it's an out-of-context quote. So how do you counter lies of this magnitude?
Well, what about Abu Ghraib prison? I mean, it was totally normalized, the torture
Penn State
and rape of these prisoners by Americans. And apparently some of those tapes were sent to Dick Cheney and his wife. They were watching them as part of their sexual proclivities. That was the beginning of the psychosexual escapades in American politics. So, now they're trying to turn that on the media, the alternative media, the new media.
Yeah, but calling WikiLeaks fake? That's just documents.
Well, WikiLeaks, again, is probably the single greatest influence that killed Hillary Clinton's president ambition.
And you know why Colbert's mad? He came out in the WikiLeaks. Have you heard this?
Yeah.
Here it is right here. He's in a whole bunch of them saying, and his producers are being directed by Hillary and Podesta.
Look, the problem with doing...
No wonder it's not funny anymore.
The problem with doing comedy news, like if you have Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart stepped out at the perfect time because he left Stephen Colbert to implode. The problem with doing comedy and trying to do news and comedy and fake news comedy is that eventually, it eats you alive because essentially Colbert will never be taken seriously at the end of the day because he is really a comedian. And this is what kills a lot of comics in the end. Because you can't escape the fact that you're a clown and no one should take you seriously. And so now he's upset because he's not to be taken seriously.
In fact, on election night, he was saying, they're like, are you being funny? He goes, no, I can't do it anymore.
Right.
And it's like, dude, why didn't you just become a news anchor?
He should step down then. If he can't be a comedian anymore.
Well, he's genuinely pissed in this, telling me to effing grow up.
Well, he should step down because he's not funny anymore. His job is to make people laugh. That's his job. He's a clown. If he can't make people laugh, then
sure. Well, he said there was no way Trump would win. It'd be a landslide. So who's the fake news? Anthony Cumia, who runs his own network, will put it up on screen for everybody. He's got the great Gavin McInnes and many others on. We're honored to have him host an hour a week whenever he feels like it. And again, you can find out more at compoundmedia.com. I don't mean to bring myself up. I'm not gonzo journalist, as everybody knows. People are interested in the actual news, but you got the Pope saying if we question mainstream media, we eat turds. I mean, I'm entering the twilight zone, and then we have sexual pleasure with them. Means how sick his brain is. He's like putting that in my mind. And then we've got Colbert flipping out, saying, I need to grow the F up. What do you think's happening? It seems like a meltdown's happening.
Alex, I am so proud, by the way, that you are now the #1 scourge of the left. You're the guy. We've seen it happen over the years with other people. Rush back when Clinton was president and Breitbart and everything. You have taken, talk about that new level. You are now the brand new absolute scourge to the left.
I love it.
And they don't know what to do about it. It's fascinating to watch, and it's fantastic.
But what do I do? Because, I mean, I'm sure you've had people come up to you on the street, in fact, you have, and you call them idiots like they are and you get fired. I'm having people literally run from me in these displays or say they want to kill me now for no reason. I'm just sitting there, and it's not very liberal.
Well, you are you kind of are the face of alternative media, of the media that was giving the people the truth during the 18 months of campaigning that we saw, while they were lying to everybody. And then when push comes to shove and the election happens and we see who was actually right and who was wrong, they like to dub everyone that was right as, like you said, fake news. And so you're the face of that to them. But meanwhile, to America and to the people that voted for Trump, you were the guy that had it right.
It's crazy. And here's a silly analogy. It's like if you have this car they sell you, the mainstream media, you try to start it, the engine falls out like an old Three Stooges cartoon as you drive off the lot, and black smoke and it stalls. That's mainstream media. Lies, nothing's true, twisted, talking points, proven as a fraud. InfoWars or Compound Media or Max Kaiser, Drudge Report, put the key in, starts great, going 80 down the highway. They call that fake. They call delivering and being accurate and having giant audiences fake. So I'm glad that the fake news calls us fake. But I'm going to hand the baton to you and get a final comment from our friend Max Kaiser here. But both of you, at first, Anthony, where do you see this going then? I mean, because they really have collapsed. Now they say they want state-run media. Will they be able to actually do this?
It is so, like I said, it's fascinating and fun to watch this whole thing because they don't know what to do. All they can do is what they've been doing. And what that did was get everyone in the country to absolutely not trust them anymore. And they see everybody going to these other sources to find their news, and they're in panic mode. And you got people like you mentioned, Colbert, who was the fake conservative guy on Comedy Central and was unbelievably popular, and now he's himself and no one could stand the guy. So they don't know what to do. They're scrambling. Meanwhile, guys like you and I and Gavin and your guest here and everybody else that's giving people what they want they have to be labeled. So this will continue, but I think we saw a grand awakening of people in America, and they're not as stupid as they were even a year ago, as far as the media is concerned.
And
we look and we say, they're lying to us, and now we know it.
I agree. Take Max. I would call Max classical liberal, but he's been liking Trump when it was unpopular for a year. By the way, how did you get away with that with your liberal audience?
I mean,
you just don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. I mean, look at the logic of it. But I mean, you know, Hillary herself said she had two personas, one for the public and one for private. She's totally inauthentic. She had her speeches for Goldman Sachs where she gave one speech, and then she gave her speeches for the public. Whereas Trump gives kind of the same speech to everybody. And your show you're authentically Alex Jones. I mean, yeah, you're down here in Texas. You're kind of a redneck, if I can use that expression without causing too much
I don't care.
consternation. But that you're authentically who you are. And, we are free to dismiss some of what you're saying. And we're free to embrace some of what you're saying, too. But,
Sure, so where does it go with them,
I don't feel like when you hang up the microphone, you go and you're a completely different person.
No.
I know that you're not. You're the same guy on air who's off air. And so this is the
That's what I'm asking. What happens to them now?
I think that they go the way of the dodo. They are becoming extinct. The media, there's only 24 hours a day. People can only watch so much media per day, per person. And if you're not being watched, you're not going to get the support.
Sure, they go extinct, but they're saying they want to shut us down. And already in Europe and on Facebook, they're starting to block our articles. It's on Drudge Today. So I want everybody to know, they bring us down. I just go on a long vacation till the revolution's won. They're going to shut everybody down. So I want everybody to know, if they can shut Bannon down, Drudge, Breitbart, and InfoWars, that's who they're listing. And I tell you, actually, it's weird to be #1 being attacked because it is happening. I've reached #1 status. And it's kind of fun, but kind of not fun because I'm like, these are serious criminals, I mean, these people like overthrow governments. What do I do? But I guess it's just, if they're having to mess with me, though, it shows how pathetic they are.
Well, there's a tremendous move toward localism. So I think people's media becomes very local, just like everything else is becoming more local. Economies are becoming more local. Media is becoming more local. And there will always be room for honest discourse.
All right, I'm going to hand the baton to this guy because I'm hogging the hour, and I'm honored he's here doing the hour. Anthony Cumia of CompoundMedia.com. Take over, my friend. Thank you so much. I just wanted to get your take on all this.
Absolutely. Thanks, Alex. Unbelievable. He is the guy now that they're looking at and saying, wow, this is a danger to us. They don't like when people start encroaching on their territory, just like we saw with Donald Trump, an absolute non-politician. And he comes in and takes over. Yeah, I've never held public office in my life. I run businesses and stuff. Yeah, let me run for president. I think I just want to be president of the United States. Why? Favors? You owe people favors? You need money or something? You need to? No, I just really kind of like the country. I love what it's given me, the opportunities it's given me and my family, and I want to give back a little. And I see how horrible this is as far as who has been in charge over the past few years. So that's what. So they don't know what to do about that. It freaks them out that they have these people that are coming into their little playroom. And as far as the media goes, absolutely, you got Alex Jones saying things that the mainstream media won't say and won't talk about because, again, they're in bed with this one and have relationships and owe this one a favor and that one. These are all now alternative media that has nothing to do with paying people back. It's let's get the truth out there. People want to hear it. Hey, we want people to watch us and listen to us, and that's what they're going to get. And that's what we want to do. It's not about trading favors. Be right back.
More than 20 years ago, when I started InfoWars, I was a fitness addict. As time went on, my metabolism slowed down. I quit working out. I was working 18 hours a day, and I gained right at 100 pounds. I started to exercise really hard again, and I started to try to eat healthier. Started taking third-party supplements. Started seeing some more gains. But when I started working with Dr. Group and some of the other top formulators in the country, they said, Alex, it's all about trace elements and things that the population is absolutely deficient in. Boom, weight started pouring off. Toxins started coming out of my body. Then, by early 2016, I was in the best shape of my life since I'd been in really good shape in my 20s. But the election heated up. I started working 14, 15, 16 hours a day. But more importantly, I stopped taking the supplements because we rearranged the kitchen and somebody took the Lazy Susan off the kitchen table where I took stuff every morning, and I just kind of forgot about it. It was out of sight, out of mind. And so then I realized this morning, I said, we're going to put the Lazy Susan back on the table, and I'm going to start taking it religiously again. And I'm going to work out like I've been the last few weeks at the same level. It's the holidays, so I'll probably eat more. And whatever the results are, I'm going to publish the findings. It's December 5th, 2016. We're only like 25 days from 2017. And I want to invite all of the info warriors of every race, color, and creed that bleed red blood and love liberty, justice, and truth to make our bodies great again.